Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. BG Products is with us. Our great friend and colleague, Rob Leary. Rob is the Director of Sales for Smart VMA, Eastern US and Canada. No stranger to the Roundtable. Rob, welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Thank you, Ted. Looking forward to this, as always.
Rob, thank you. You've got a lot to share, a fan favorite, BG Products, a big part of the events. We are honored to have BG with us. And I want to ask you a couple questions today. I know BG recently did a service retention study. So I want to talk to you about that and some of the thinking behind that and kind of pick your brain on what's happening in the industry, if that's okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. So the study was based on your smart VMA menu customers, second to none in the industry. Tell us a little bit about the BG service retention study.
Yeah, so Ted, as a company, 52 years now, young, as we like to say, we've always known that, BG, our fluids, our chemicals, obviously our distribution channel has always been a mechanism to help dealers better retain their service customers. But candidly, while we anecdotally or felt it in our gut, could say that, we never had the data to support that. And really, until we had smart VMA menus, the digital menu that we use, and really our new HyperBI enterprise reporting tool, we really couldn't say that for certain. So we created a report within our smart VMA. And basically, what that did is it looked at the metrics, obviously, of how many times a customer comes back within 2 years and what percent of the time do they come back when they have a BG product in their car versus when they don't. And so when we did the study, we used one of our largest retailers. It was about 263 stores across all manufacturer brands, and it really it stunned us, to be honest. The net difference between a customer that bought BG and serviced their vehicle, the customer that didn't buy BG and didn't come back. And that was the big aha factor for us. So it was pretty cool. But the study was really a 2 year. We looked at the customers over a 2 year period, and if they came in last year and they came back this year, that was a retention, right? A retention point. And again, that was the whole premise of the study.
So that's a lot of dealerships nationwide, 263 dealerships. You've got a really strong sampling there. I'm
Yeah.
curious, what were the results? What did it say?
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. So when we compared the two with this large dealership group, and we looked at all the data, and I'll share you a screen slide or a screenshot or
Okay.
a screen show of the data. But what it came back to, it said overall for 263 stores, it was about a 29% greater retention rate for those customers that did BG versus those customers that didn't. And it was all VIN data driven. So we used the actual VIN data to drive that. So there were actually, true vehicles and true customers. And again, it was across almost every OEM brand. So from your high end, Mercedes, BMW, Audis, et cetera, to your Asian imports, to your domestics. I mean, everything was included in there, and the data just proved itself to be, quite frankly, phenomenal. And again, like I said, it was one of those things that we always knew that BG was a great retention tool, but we weren't able to prove it out, and now we are. So it was pretty cool. Pretty
That's a
cool data.
strong number. That's almost
Yeah.
a third greater. Have you done this for any other dealers using Smart VMA?
Yeah, so we have about 2,600 customers overall on Smart VMA
Oh,
menus
wow.
now, and that
Wow.
yeah, and that's growing. We've got about I think we got the latest study. We just had our conference in San
Yes.
Antonio, and we had about we put a new slide up because we did a new study on the number of customers we have in the marketplace, and it showed up. I think we had 58.8% of the new car dealer market. So
Wow.
so we're growing that within our digital menu space as well. But so we got some room to grow there from a digital menu. But I think this data is really going to help support that and really get the dealers and service directors and managers really engaged in thinking about, hey, maybe this is why I should choose BG. Yeah, it's going to help me sell more maintenance. Yeah, I'm going to make greater, revenue and profits and all that. But man, retention, look at that. So I think that's really going to prove well. And so we did the study across all of our 2,600 plus BMA users, and it came back even better at 32% average greater retention. So yeah, it's really proven itself out, and we're excited about it. And we're looking to do more studies so we can start splitting it out by OEM brand as well, which I think will be beneficial for obviously the dealer, but also the OEMs as well. So
I
yeah,
want to
pretty
follow up. You mentioned
pretty exciting.
about 2 minutes ago. You mentioned the Hyper BI business intelligence reporting tool. If you
Yeah.
don't mind, can I ask you? Tell us a little bit more about what that is.
So we got about, I think we've done it well over 1,000 dealers now easily in the last three plus years. And yeah, with our warranty analysis business, Hyper BI is really helping us in that side of the business, because quite frankly, now we can run an effective labor rate report on CP, look at their warranty rate, and literally in a matter of seconds know exactly where they're at. So maybe, hey, this guy's got a $30 delta right now between his warranty rate and his effective on CP. And hey, let's go ahead and do the analysis. Or hey, you're only $8 delta from warranty to CP effective. Maybe we ought to think about our door rate. I think you said you haven't changed that in 3 years. Maybe we ought to bump that or begin to bump it. And maybe over the next 3 to 6 months, we can take a look at that again. Or, hey, you know what? I noticed you got a lot of policy or a lot of discounts going on with your advisors here on your maintenance and maybe some of your repair items. Maybe we ought to look at doing that and shore that stuff up and see if we can get a bigger delta in terms of our warranty to CP. Maybe we can get it from 8 to 15 or even $20. So we're using that tool to do that, and really, like in a matter of seconds, we can quickly analyze that, and dealers can do it themselves, or we can consult to them and do it. Either way, it works. But we're getting a lot of play on that with our service managers. So that's been a huge success for us. And again, I think we're about a buck 148,000 in labor on average
Wow.
annualized that we're getting lift, and then parts is probably 160 annualized. So close to it 300,000 annualized for parts and labor lift. And again, we just do a one-time charge for that, pretty nominal, quite frankly, compared to everyone else in the market.
Yes.
And we don't take a percent of the uplift, so it's all net to the dealer in terms
Ro-
of profit. So pretty
Rob,
cool.
that's a big move. You're making a big move for the dealer there on labor and in parts.
Yeah.
Can I come back to the study that we
Yeah.
mentioned earlier? What do you think were the key drivers that made the retention that much better?
Yeah, again, so it's three key drivers, for us, that really help drive that retention. Probably number one, and it's really why we've always felt this in a gut feel, is our distribution channel. Our distributors and our distributor reps really help drive this. I mean, we've got 800 reps in the field, and as I always say, you've probably heard me say this. You take all the DMS companies, all the third party companies, throw them into the field, and they're fractional. I mean, literally fractional to the number of reps we have. 800 reps in the field, again, in our dealerships every day, training technicians, advisors, and management on how to grow their business and maintain it. And that's probably number one. Number two is certainly our smart VMA digital menus that really help drive that process and making sure every customer every time gets a menu presented to them that drives the maintenance sales. And then finally, our third one is our smart VMA active delivery sheet, which you can see here. And that active delivery sheet really shows exactly where the customer is at in terms of their lifetime protection plan. So our lifetime protection plan active delivery shows the customer how much value they've got in each of the services. So engine, as an example, they got up to $6,000 of engine coverage, 4,000 in fuel, 4,000 in brake, driveline, and so on. And you add all that up, a customer could have up to $32,000 of coverage from lifetime protection plan. And as part of that, that tool not only prints it out for the customer and shows them, hey, here's your protection plan, here's the value you got, and here's when you're due back. That's the key retention point. They know now what mileage they're due back at, and then we'll send them an email follow up to make sure that they're coming back at that mileage so they can maintain that level of protection on their vehicle. And I think that's really become the ultimate difference maker. When we look at that lifetime protection plan at the delivery, the customers that get those are the customers that are really, really driving retention.
Rob, I know there's been some studies by the OEMs on service retention.
Yeah.
Can you share any of your findings?
Yeah, so GM, I don't know why GM in particular, but that's where I see the most data coming from. But they did a study years back. It probably still holds true today, but a 5% increase in service retention would yield a 25% increase in overall dealers' profits, right? So some big numbers there. And then McKinsey also did a study that said this similar, but a little different. 5% increase could mean 25 or up to 95% increase in profit. So the net obviously of this is that the objective of retaining is so you don't have to conquest, right? I mean, ultimately, yeah, dealers love to conquest. Who does, right? It's all fun. But at the end of the day, it's so much less expensive. I mean, 5 times less expensive to retain a customer than it is to conquest, right? We all kind of know that fundamentally, but the data is really starting to prove out now. So
Yeah.
super excited about this. We think it's going to make a huge difference in our further penetration of the marketplace, but also helping the dealers better retain and grow their own business. So
Rob, thank you. Here we are in the middle of the fourth quarter. Dealers are making their plans now for 2026.
yeah.
We want BG to be a part of that plan and the discussion. What's the best way for our audience to reach out if they're not yet a BG dealer, or if they're BG and not taking advantage of all the things that you mentioned here as well?
Yeah, they can simply go to our website first and foremost if they're not a BG dealer today and search for our distributors via that. It's bg.com, obviously, bgproducts.com. And they can use that as a mechanism, or simply they can contact myself at rleary@bgprod.com. And my cell phone number is 513-240-5689. Text, call me 24/7.
Love it. Everybody, Rob Leary, best in the business. You see his contact information on the bottom of the scroll. Rob, on behalf of the Fixed Ops Roundtable, I want to wish you and your family and the BG family at the end of next week a very happy Thanksgiving. And thank you for all you do for our industry.
Thank you, Ted, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family as well.
Rob Leary, everybody, one of the anchors at the Fixed Ops Roundtable with BG Products, here with us today at the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Thanks, Ted.